You would think that a publisher of positive black fiction, such as myself, will receive lots of support from your pro black, red, black, and green Negroes. However, in most cases, your pro black, red, black, and green Negroes are the ones out to give me the most resistance. Whenever I present products to your pro blacks, they are the ones always trying to find an excuse not to buy anything. Now, your pro blacks say that they love black people and that we have to make every effort to participate in group economics. But however, when I come to the marketplace and say, these are my products, this is what I have to offer, they're the ones finding whatever excuse they can to avoid putting any money down on the table. And when I look at them as a businessman and I listen to their rhetoric, it pretty much contradicts their actions. You say you want to participate in group economics, you say we need to support black owned businesses, and you say that this is how we build an African American community. However, when a black businessman such as myself comes to the table with products in hand and comes to you and says, this is what I have to offer. I'm working towards improving the quality of life in the African American community. I'm trying to create positive images of African Americans so that we can, present a positive image of the race so we can move it forward. Things that you say are part of your platform. You come to me with the cover is amateurish and this is why you don't want to buy it. And you come to me with the people on images on the cover are too light skinned. However, I come to you and say this. You say that we need to support black people. We need to move the race forward. We need to participate in group economics. This is your platform. This is what you say is important. But when it's time to put money on the table, we get a different story. And this is why many people call your pro blacks hypocrites, because you say one thing and you do another. Now, I'm a black businessman, and you're doing this to me. You're coming to me with one set of standards, and you go out here and you promote another set of standards to people. That's why people don't take your pro black seriously. How can you go to a black owned business and insist that they do things your way, and when the black owned business is doing the things that you say that you want? Now, on a flip side of this, in contrast, these same pro blacks who say that they love black people will go out and say that a movie like Straight Out of Compton, which promotes many of the numerous stereotypes about African American people, is a success and that this is a positive thing. Which is what they also said about the movie No Good Deed, which presented a stereotype image of a black brute. They also said that this movie was a success. Meanwhile, you won't support the publisher of positive black fiction, and it shows, the total hypocrisy of these pro blacks. You tout images that present you in a negative light as a success, but when a man presents positive images of you, you find excuses not to buy them and not support them. And it shows how completely backwards your red, black, and green Negroes truly are regarding their own political cause and how inconsistent they are regarding their own political cause. When I look at this from a business perspective, I cannot take these pro black seriously. These are the people who, again, they talk the talk, but they never walk the walk. They're always coming to you with some sort of excuse or some sort of ridiculous standard that they insist you follow, but then they will not follow them themselves. This is why I can compare them to your Pharisees and your Sadducees. They create these elaborate system of rules, elaborate system of standards, and then they go out and participate in totally different standards altogether. And this is why I cannot take them seriously. These are the people who say that they have to make every effort to support black owned business. This is how we're going to build a black community. And we need more positive images of African Americans. We don't like the images in your scandals, in your empires, in all of these numerous minstrel shows that are on television. Yet, if you go to a Facebook board where these pro blacks sit, what are they talking about? Those very same shows. What are they making number one at the box office? Those very same programs. What are they talking about on their blog talk shows? Those very same programs. Now, if you were a person who loved black people, why are you watching and supporting the mainstream images that degrade you? Why aren't you coming to a publisher like myself who is trying to create new and different and positive images of African Americans? Why aren't you putting your money into these type of products? Because you sit there and you talk about how these type of products, if you continue to buy them, the studios will make more and the businesses will make more. Well, if you put money into my products, guess what is going to happen? I'm going to make more. Haven't you thought about that? But you pro blacks will come and say things like, "Oh, I don't like the covers. I don't like the colors. I don't like this. I don't like that. I don't like anything." Not understanding that the more money you put into a black-owned business, the more types of products they can produce, and the more type of services we can provide for you. Now, that's why I look at these pro-blacks, and again, I say that they're hypocrites because you have a chance to help a business provide products and services for you, but instead of working with those people, like myself, you work against them. You come at them with arguments. You come at them with, nonsensical statements, complaining about covers. When I can go over to, a book created by your Tariq Nasheed when he first came out, or a book by your Quan when they first came out, where they featured the same type of covers when they first came out, and you pro blocks ran over there and supported those type of books without a problem. Why? Because they fit the narrative that you want to present regarding African Americans. Not a narrative of black empowerment, but a narrative of black victimization. And because they fit that narrative of black victimization, you make every effort to go out and promote those messages and promote those images in your videos, your blog talk radio shows, and whatever media you pro blacks represent. And then you sit there and you talk about how much you love black people. And meanwhile, every image that you talk about on your Facebook groups, your blog talk radio shows, your social media, always promotes the most negative images of African Americans. You spend time arguing about these negative images of African Americans, but you won't pick up a dollar. You won't even pick up 99 cents to support a black owned business whatsoever. No, you give most black business owners like myself a whole lot of headaches, a whole lot of grief, and a whole lot of nonsense. And this is why guys like me no longer take you seriously, because you pro blacks, again, you just talk the talk, you don't walk the walk, you have no interest in building any black community. The only thing you are of interest in building is a whole bunch of drama and arguments because that's just the way you are. You really aren't about any solutions whatsoever because solutions means that you would have to actually take responsibility for something and you wouldn't be able to go into your victimized narrative and come along talking with all this shaming tactics and shaming language and going into your straw men like your light skin, dark skin, or whatever foolishness you like to perpetuate. This is what you pro blacks like to do, and you can't do that with an SJS Direct title. You can't go into your white supremacy narrative. You can't go into your ongoing legacy of slavery narrative. You can't go into I'm a victim of white supremacy narrative. You can't do that with the works that I produce, and that's pretty much the real reason why you will not support any products that I produce. And that's really why you won't support any black owned businesses, really, because you want to continue to promote the idea that black people are still victims of some white man behind a tree, when it's really black folks not really stepping up and moving themselves forward in a world where they have all the tools and all the resources to take themselves to the next level. No, you pro blacks really just want to sit there and talk about what black people need to do, but never want to go out and do it. Instead, you want some white person to give you crumbs so that you can continue to be fed from the master's table and, be the elites who sit there and pontificate and dictate what black is, all while you're sitting there, receiving approval from white people who really don't care about you. This is what's so dysfunctional, regarding these pro blacks. they don't really love black people. They love what they can get out of black people, and they want to take what they get out from black people and give it to white people. That's what's so really insane about these pro-blacks. And for all their talk about group economics, they're only about securing a place for them and their so-called talented tenth, so that they can be the king, the overlords and kings over black people. But you present this to most African Americans, and they just don't get it. For them, they don't see you know how they really feel about black-owned businesses. Because if this is the case, that you loved black people so much, again, you would be making every effort to support a black publisher like myself who promotes the most positive images of African Americans, the most diverse images of African Americans, and trying to change the image of what African American is. But no, your pro black isn't going to do that, because your pro black makes most of their money by making African Americans into victims, and they need the victim narrative in order to get their bread buttered and to continue to be fed by the white liberals who feel sorry for them and then throw crumbs at them. This is what these pro blacks need. This is why they don't want to see real black owned businesses come up, and they make every effort to make excuses not to support them.